Good day, everyone. My name is Irina, and today, as a part of my PhD study, I would like to present. I would like to share the experiences of applying dialogic practice to negotiate student-supervisor expectations. So, just a second. So here's the outline. In the past few decades in Malaysia and elsewhere, the growing literature highlights the importance of developing conscious researchers who possess various skills and attributes and able to develop strong student-supervisor relationship. Within universities, however, the attention has been placed towards achievement of measurable outcomes, such as timely completion, quality of publications, and getting the research grants. In the dominating banking concept of education, the student and supervisor has been viewed as a people who just like have to perform the administrative activities. Students are only allowed to collect and memorize the knowledge provided to them by their supervisors. And they're not able to construct a dialogue. They're only allowed to listen to monologic conversations of their supervisors, not able to oppose or show their view. Under such pressure, they did not have an ability to explicitly discuss their mutual expectations as well. And the practice of dialogue has been reduced to just filling checklists like supervisory checklist, expectations checklist, and government are only focusing on administrative roles of supervisors, and they're not really concerned about the complexities involved in supervision relationship, and especially about the alignment of student-supervisor expectations. So understanding that it is essential for students and supervisors to clarify their mutual expectations during the early stage of candidature, and the challenges banking concept of education presents to students and supervisors to initiate that open dialogue, we tend to ask question, how do doctoral students and supervisors negotiate and align their mutual expectations? Looking for a pedagogical approach that could foster the development of open and explicit dialogue, I look at the peer learning and communities of practice that are found to be useful practices for research and development of skills and attributes within research, and also the knowledge sharing between peers. However, they tend to not address the main criticism of banking models of education, which is power inequalities and lack of dialogue between postgraduate research students and supervisors. Therefore, looking for a liberating pedagogy, I have come across a dialogic pedagogy as proposed by Paulo Freire. He suggests that in problem-posing education, both students and supervisors should stay conscious and open to each other's views, have a continuous dialogue, whereas power and status, they're not neglected, but they're not abused in a negative way. He also suggests that students and supervisors should not just share with each other the ideas, but rather they should understand and engage with those opinions and try to get each other perspective. To apply this, previously, dialogic pedagogy has been only in theory-based, suggesting its opportunities and challenges. We tend to apply dialogic pedagogy and answer our proposed question by using an action research method. It consists of 4 stages. During the first stage, we use the findings from the previous rounds of data collection of my PhD, as well as our personal experiences of supervision and the theory around dialogic pedagogy, and propose a dialogic practice to negotiate student-supervisor expectations. During the second stage, we invite few student-supervisor pairs to participate in this research and use the proposed practice in their supervisory relationship. During the third stage, we're asking participants to share their experiences of using this practice through a paired interview session. And during the last stage, we analyze the experiences collected from our participants and try to improve the practice. So the dialogic pedagogy to negotiate student-supervisor relationship and expectations aims to encourage students and supervisors to create that space for explicit dialogue by suggesting a range of questions that they could pose to each other. Also, it supports students and supervisors in developing a unique set of expectations that is suitable for their particular needs and concerns. It also considers different cultural and personal context and also university context. So it could be applied in a different context. The practice consists of 3 stages. During the first stage, students and supervisors getting prepared for an explicit discussion by asking themselves of what are my roles and responsibilities as a research student or supervisor? What do I expect from my research student or my supervisor? To guide that discussion, we use the previous round of data collection and the findings from there, and we prepared a hierarchical model of student supervisor expectations. As you can see from the screen now, it has various levels of expectations that both students and supervisors expect from each other. So we developed a number of questions that could guide that process of developing your own set of expectations. During the second stage, we encourage our participants to have an explicit dialogue with each other and try to share their position about their own expectations and responsibilities and try to negotiate and understand each other to develop that unique student supervisor set of expectations. During the last stage, because we understand that students' needs and concerns, they change over time as they progress and they become more independent, the adjustment of expectations is always required. So we ask students and supervisors to have that dialogic practice become their continuous practice, so they can identify the current mismatches and align them through explicit dialogue and negotiation. So, as I already mentioned, we asked few participants to use the practice and share with us their experiences. Here's the case of 2 students and their supervisor. From the beginning, before the actual interview, they have already told me that they did not use the practice as what we proposed to. And they kind of skip certain stage and they try to adjust it to their particular needs and concerns. So previously they have never discussed their expectations, at least in an explicit manner, that's my expectation, that's your expectation. However, as we started talking and we started to discuss their experiences, they have revealed to me that actually this was a common practice for their relationship already, and they tend to keep that open communication and flexibility, and they try to learn and listen from each other. And in fact, they never hide their concerns from each other. Their supervisor suggested to be very supportive and able to accept students' position and student opinion, and does not show to apply his university power or the status on the students. Therefore, they all show to us a very warm and trustable environment in their relationship. In conclusion, within student-supervisor relationship, and particularly in our case, an explicit dialogue supported the development of comfortable and learning environment. And although participants already had that strong student-supervisor relationship, they suggested that the practice still remains useful for them as it reaffirms their practices, and they feel now more empowered to continue using such practice. For one of the students, being new and not in that environment yet, he suggested that it maximized understanding between him and his supervisor by making those expectations transparent. However, to understand more and to learn about different experiences of student-supervisor pairs, it is essential to collect more experiences or ask more people to participate in this practice. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.